Greetings, Buzzhumans, marks, hipsters, and trolls. It's that time once again. That's right. It's me, the host, the voice, the man behind Relevant Rasslin Productions, Joe Fortune, and this is Relevant Rasslin 2018 Weekly Buzz, Episode 2. And this one's called Thank Canada. Buzzhumans tonight, doing the solo thing. I put the invites out there. Last week it was me and Tim. Tried to get Chris on tonight, but got caught up a little bit at work. We're working on getting some guests and some class from other podcasts and other relevant wrestling friends. We're working on trying to get some guests on, most importantly in 2 weeks for our big Royal Rumble show. I think it's in 2 weeks, yeah, right? 18 and 25. Yep, on the 25th. Our yearly Royal Rumble predictions pool party, one of our most popular shows last year. You guys don't want to miss that. So we're working on getting some guests together for that one. We are also getting geared up for a couple other big projects, working on some things. Can't tell you too much right now. Maybe some merchandise and stuff like that down the line. We will see how that goes. But before we get into things, got to do some housekeeping as usual, keeping shop. Let you guys know where you can join us to ride the Buzzwaves, the digital Buzzwaves, the Relevant Rasslin Buzzwaves. Make sure to like Relevant Rasslin Productions on Facebook. Follow us at Relevant Rasslin on Twitter. Subscribe to Relevant Rasslin Productions on YouTube. Listen to Relevant Rasslin Productions on Audioboom and Google Play Music. Guys, Relevant Rasslin Productions, it's always relevant to us, damn it. Kayfabe may be dead, but originality and diversity are not. So like I said, doing the solo tip tonight, your man Joe Fortune, aka Mean Green Togerland, aka Green Ambrose, aka High Pillinger, aka Indo No Snore. That's right. Anyway, guys, let's get into it. With the most relevant topics of the week, the most relevant and buzzworthy headlines. What are we going to start with? This was probably what was on everyone's mind and what everyone was talking about and what everybody probably still buzzing over. New Japan Pro Wrestling, Wrestle Kingdom 12. We talked about it last week. Tim and I had talked about the two main events. If you guys have been following Relevant Rasslin and me, Joe Fortune, you'll know that I write also for the JPI, the Japanese Pro Ichiban page, Facebook page, and our Weebly page, even though we're switching over to a new format, new website. See, guys, new year, new changes, a lot of things, making things easier for you guys. But we did a big 3-part feature article to hype up Wrestle Kingdom. So I posed a couple questions from that to Tim. And we talked about last week the two main events. On my notes, I had written down favorite match and did this show live up to the hype? Well, I don't know if this will come to a surprise to most people. I'm sure, obviously, a lot of people are going to say that their favorite match was Omega and Jericho, or Okada and Naito. But for me personally, I actually really enjoyed the never open weight title match. Yeah, I'm a big Minoru Suzuki Mark fan, whatever you want to call it. Uh, I've been, known to say several times that I respect the hell out of the guy because he is a legit badass inside and outside of the ring. He doesn't need titles to elevate himself. He's very believable, one of the most believable guys. He had a hair versus hair match with Hiroki Goto. Um, Also put the never openweight title on the line. Yeah, and I thought that was a really good match. Told a really good story. A lot of a lot of people are split on Goto. I had him and Yoshihashi pegged, and I even wrote about them in my JPI page in our preview for our tag league article. I had said that I really thought it would be Goto's year if he didn't win the tag league and win the titles with Yoshihashi, that he would be competing for a title at Wrestle Kingdom. I thought it might be the Intercontinental title. I thought he might maybe be the guy to beat Okada this year. Who really knows? But yeah, what happened was that he got a match against Suzuki, and they put their hair up on the line. Suzuki put his never open weight championship on the line, as we know that this title is not like the other IWGP titles. This is like the strong style, hard hitting title. That's the one that we like, that we fuck with the most here. Even though we've been critical of the strong style. We still stand behind that title. That was, like I said, my favorite match of the night. I thought it was like, I always think that those guys deliver. You usually see like Ishii and Goto have matches, for that belt. And, like I said, Suzuki's just a badass. And I was surprised that he lost. Got his hair cut by Goto, shaved up. He actually cut his own hair, which is kind of cool. They did like a little gimmick at the end where Suzuki made like he was going to leave the ring, like he was going to powder down to Goto, but he rolled back in the ring and he cut his own hair and threw it down on the chair. So I thought that was pretty cool. Yeah, what do I think about the main event, and what do I think about the semi-main event? Well, let's see, the Jericho and Omega match. Look, I got to give it to Jericho. The guy's fucking awesome. Me and Chris talked about this on Monday night. That's why I wish Chris was here tonight, because I know he is a huge Jericho mark, and always has been. And we love everything that Jericho does. The guy is great. I mean, for being 47 years old, he's in pretty decent shape. He's a fucking rock star. He's about to do the Jericho Cruise this year. He swerved us all by going to New Japan. He had an awesome match against Omega. I'm not gonna lie, fuck Meltzer and those star ratings, and everybody's already online bitching and complaining that the star ratings aren't as high as they should be or whatever. Look, I thought it was a great match. It was awesome. Omega hitting the one-wing angel at the end on the chair was just a great finish. Now Jericho, what's next for Jericho? Well, we'll talk about that in a little bit. But yeah, no complaints there. Was it a match of the year candidate, 5-star match? I don't really consider any of that stuff to be credible anyway or legit. So if the match popped me and I enjoyed it, then it was a great match. And I loved it. I thought that was a good match. Was it Jericho's best match? I don't know. He's had some more technical matches in WWE, in the early 2000s against Benoit and Angle that you could argue were way better. But for an old dude, who can still hang, who always could hang, who's like a legit badass and a rock star and just has achieved everywhere that he's gone, yeah, for him to have a great match with Omega and go 35 minutes, it was awesome. So way to go for Jericho. The main event, Okada and Naito. Yeah, wow. So I guess they really are trying to go with this long run for Okada, trying to put him up to like San Martino status. I guess that's really what they want here, to just build this guy for a long, long time. Looks like he's just running through guys. I know a lot of people are disappointed with the outcome of this one. They wanted Naito to win. to me, I was shocked. I try to stay spoiler free. I did stay spoiler free the entire time. I didn't watch the event for 2 days. I had to stay off of, I try to avoid as much as I could on Facebook. I don't know how I managed to do it, but I pulled it off. And when I saw the match, you know, I can't really say that the matches with Omega and Okada were 5 stars, 6, 7, 9 stars, whatever you want to call it. I thought they were great matches. Did this match compare to those? Yeah, it definitely compared to those. Was this match better than those matches? I can't really say it was better or worse, but was it a great match? Yeah, I mean, I love Naito. I really thought he was going to win. So seeing Okada win, that surprised me. I'm always down with that. I like when the endings are unpredictable. And I really was not disappointed with this match at all. I enjoyed it. So do I think that this pay-per-view lived up, or this card, however you want to refer to Wrestle Kingdom as, this big epic event? Yeah, was it awesome? Yeah, it was a pretty great event. I'm not gonna lie. You guys know I'm critical of New Japan, but not a lot of the matches blew me away. But it was a good card. Was it the best Wrestle Kingdom? You know, I don't know. Maybe the first Wrestle Kingdom I saw 2 or 3 years ago was the best, 9 or 10. This Wrestle Kingdom 12, Jericho and Omega, Naito and Okada, have those been the biggest main events that have ever been at a Wrestle Kingdom? Maybe, but you know, you can't really just judge the card on the main event and the semi main event alone, right? So how did the rest of the cards stack up? Like I said, my favorite match was the Never Openweight Championship. A couple of the other matches I really didn't care for. I didn't care for the Rumble, the Bucks, and against Roppongi 3K match was all right. Tag title match did not really like. I didn't like the 6-man tag title match either. Jay White and Tanahashi, I was a little disappointed by that match. I thought Tanahashi was a little sluggish and he needs to take some time off. I really thought that Jay White should have won that, but all in all, I thought it was a good show. I'm not going to give it like a stars ratings for each match, but like out of 5, would I give it, like, what would I give the overall card? Probably like a 4, 3.5, 4, and I think that that's a good score. So yeah, I really did it. I did enjoy Wrestle Kingdom. I wasn't disappointed by it, but I wasn't blown away by it. So I think that that's a fair assessment. And like a lot of the stuff that went down at WrestleMania. All right, so in the chat we got Brenda, and she says maybe you can call into one of my future shows, join a roundtable with my guys. We do it every so often. We would love to do that. I would love to be a part of that. Relevant Wrestling is always looking, to cross promote, to reach out to other podcasts, radio shows, just individual projects, YouTube channels, whatever you guys are doing. Definitely. Like I said, we got some guests coming up for our upcoming shows and for our big Royal Rumble show in 2 weeks. So yeah, definitely, we'll definitely want to look into that, and definitely send us a message, Brenda, and we will get back to you. Maybe we can set something up. That would be awesome. So let's get going more with the New Japan stuff. Yeah, so immediately like after Wrestle Kingdom is the New Year's Dash card. Yeah, I know a lot of people went to Wrestle Kingdom. Shout out to my man from Stash Pages. Shout out to Virtual Pros, and shout out to Heel Marks. That's freaking awesome. Hope to see you guys over the next couple months at some New York area shows, and I'll link up with y'all down at Mania week in New Orleans. That should be awesome. Hopefully I can do the Wrestle Kingdom thing in a year or two. I'm looking at doing it for next year, but there's a lot of things this year, like, well, we'll get into those. But yeah, New Year's Dash. Not going to go through the whole card, but we'll just go through like what this card set up. So New Year's Dash basically set up the new feuds. Like you can say that Wrestle Kingdom is like the season ender for New Japan. New season starts at like New Year's Dash. Makes sense, right? So you got Suzuki, who kind of like is set up to go against Tanahashi now. I mean, Suzuki doesn't need another title, but like I said, Tanahashi's like a broken down piece of meat by this point, man. He's hurt. He had the bicep injury. He was taken off like the holiday tour to rehab a bit and put back in the picture with Jay White. Jay White obviously didn't win that match. So Yeah, I definitely want to see Suzuki be the one to take out Tanahashi. I think he probably will be the one to do it. Suzuki doesn't need belts, but you know, they got to put Tanahashi out for a little bit. The Ace has got to, you know, he's got to take a little break. He's got to rehab. Um, Speaking of like that, yeah, like I mentioned, Jay White, Switchblade. I know they set him and Omega up. That's kind of interesting. I had read a question or like a theory online, like, do you think that they're trying to put a lot of emphasis and build Switchblade as like a new Gaijin because they were nervous that Omega was leaving or might be leaving for WWE? I actually don't think that Omega was going to leave, or wants to leave, or is planning to leave WWE anytime soon. I don't think so. I think Jay White's just kind of cool. A lot of people are iffy about him, but I like him. I always tell people like to watch his match last year from Ring of Honor with Will Ospreay. Thought that that was a banging match. Thought they really killed it. I know, like, I'm not like always a big fan of the flips and shit like that, and I give those guys a lot of shit about it. But that was a match that I actually really fucking dug. And I like Osprey. I'm really excited to see Osprey in New Orleans for Mania Week. I know he's gonna be working like exclusively for the WWN like Evolve shows, so that'll be awesome. I got tickets to all that shit. So yeah, Jay White versus Omega should be pretty cool. I don't think that Jay White's being set up to take Omega's place because obviously we saw today, if you guys didn't already hear or the news broke, Omega re-signed with New Japan. So he's not going to show up at Royal Rumble and be number 30. Sorry to break it to you guys. He's not going to wrestle Cena at WrestleMania. It's just not going to do any of that stuff that everybody thinks where Omega's going to jump ship. It's not going to be Jericho versus Omega 2 at WrestleMania, even though that would be really sick. We obviously saw Jericho move into a program against Naito. He started talking a little bit of shit to Naito while feuding with Omega about his match being the main event or the semi-main event, and Naito said that there's only one main event on the card, so Jericho kind of put that shit on the back burner. But yeah, he attacked Naito at New Year's Dash, and I guess you could say like they're setting something up between them, right? They are. That should be pretty awesome. I am actually looking a little bit more forward to this than I was like Omega and Jericho. I'm not like a huge Omega mark. I respect him. I like what he does. A lot of people think he's like Kenny the God, but that's okay. Y'all are entitled to your opinion. My opinion is Jericho is fucking awesome. Naito is fucking awesome. Doing the I thing for those of you that can see me. The LIJ, Los Ingobernables. I thing. Evil. I see you, evil. Anyway, yeah, Naito and Jericho should be really fucking awesome. If you saw on Twitter, they were already talking shit about each other. Naito posted a cool little gimmick of his little stuffed animal bear with his back turned, and which I thought was really cool because obviously that's alluding to Jericho jumping him from behind. And he wrote a little message in Spanish like asking Jericho when he would be back. And then Jericho, and if he's understood Spanish or something like that. Jericho responded with like, yeah, I understand Spanish. Do you comprende? I'm gonna kick your fucking ass. Jericho's on this like new level heel shit that's just pretty awesome. I really think that this match is gonna be great. More LIJ happenings coming out of New Year's Dash. Sonata set up to go against Okada. Right, that's kind of crazy. Now, I thought that I don't know. I don't know what I think about that. I thought Okada pretty much ran through all the LIJ guys after Naito, right? But now he's going to go up against Sonata. We saw in the G1 that Evil was like one of the only people to get a pin over Okada. Like, so maybe I would have expected that match to happen first. Sonata kind of ran up. He's not going to be Okada. Come on, guys. Like, I really don't think that they would pull some kind of like crazy swerve like that and have Sonata be the one to defeat Okada. But kind of weird to have the IWGP Tag Team Champion going against the World Champion. Doubt that Sonata is going to be a double champion. If they were even going to pull the trigger on the double champion thing, like I said, would rather see Evil be the one to beat Okada, but they already did that program, so that one is the most odd pairing of all of the angles that are coming forth from New Year's Dash. Yeah, I gotta say, Sonata and Okada is the one that baffles me the most, but that's cool. Not that any of them baffle me, more than the others, but that one's that's the odd one there. Yeah, also some New Japan news. There's going to be like a big a 4-day New Japan tour in February. I think it starts on the 17th of February. I can check that out for you guys. New Japan tour of, let's see right here. I will check that up for you guys. Yeah, but anyway, so like I said, New Japan is going to be doing an Australia. Did I say Alaskan? I hope I didn't say that. They're going to be doing an Australian tour in February. I'm pulling up the dates right here. It's a 4-day tour. They're going to be okay. It's going to start off on the 16th of February in Adelaide. It will be like I said, going for 4 days. The 16th is going to be in Adelaide. The 17th is going to be in Melbourne. 18th in Sydney, and the 19th in Perth. Okay, so that's awesome. It's going to be like I said, 4 days in Australia, 4 different cities. Yeah, it's going to have pretty much, the entire roster is booked. The tour will be led by IWGP champion Okada, with a little help from the ace of Japan, Tanahashi, tag team champions Evil and Sonata. Also joining the tour, Bullet Club, Cody Rhodes, Matt and Nick Jackson, the Bullet Club, Bad Luck Fale. Yeah, stacked card, guys. You got, wow, former junior heavyweight champion Kushida, Suzuki, Juice Robinson. Yeah, so stacked lineup for those 4 days. If you guys are down under, make sure that you get to one of those shows. 4 different cities, like I said, so that'll be really awesome. It's great to see New Japan touring. Guys, like last year, America, this year, America, and Australia. First Australia, then America in March on 3/25, March 25th, in Long Beach Island, California. Strong Style Evolve. They're just doing one show this time. Last year they did the double shot weekend. They did the American G1 tournament, which was the tournament for the United States Championship title, which we know Kenny Omega won. Wow, crazy that Omega's had that belt for like almost a year now too. This year, only one show. Tickets are going on sale in a couple weeks. Not bad prices, about like $50 for bleachers, $200 for front row. Not terrible. I mean, you're gonna pay way more for that at Mania. The prices I've heard for Strong Style Evolve are pretty comparative with the Japanese prices for that Wrestle Kingdom were, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, I have been talking to my man Dave from the JPI team, the Japanese Pro Ichiban team. I know he's going to be going to Strong Style Evolve. I'm trying to get out there, guys. I know I'm being really ambitious with shows this year. I'm already doing Mania Week. I was talking about doing Wrestle Kingdom next year. I really do want to do this, but to go like to LA for just one show, just for the weekend, it's kind of crazy. But to ride the Buzzwaves out there would be really awesome. I'm thinking about it. I'm considering it. But yeah, 3/25, Long Beach Island, California, Strong Style Evolved, New Japan. The third show in the United States in the last couple of years. Should be really fucking sweet. Yeah. right before Mania week. So how cool is that? You guys can hit that up, chill for a little bit, and then you're down in New Orleans for Mania week. So that's definitely one I'm trying to get to. Relevant Rasslin wants to be there, but I don't know if we're gonna make it out there. Let's go into our next segment, guys, which is indie wrestling musings, happenings, news, whatever you want to call it. We just talked about New Japan, so let's bust it down a little down further to the indie scene. That's what we fuck with here. The indie wrestling. That's that's what Relevant Wrestling Productions is all about. Not just talking about one type of wrestling, riding those buzzwaves all over, guys. So let's get into our indie wrestling segment. The first big news headline I want to talk about, Kota Ibushi signed for Ring of Honor Supercard of Honor 12 during Mania weekend. Yeah, I mean, if you guys have been following the New Japan angles, you'll see that there's like a little tension building in the Bullet Club between Omega and Rhodes, and it kind of seems to be like due to Omega's past with Ibushi and Cody's kind of like mini feud with Ibushi. Yeah, I never seen Ibushi live. I've definitely wanted to see him live. I know he was at the Cruiserweight Classic, right? If you guys saw that, that was probably sick seeing him there. He had some pretty great matches. I still think his match with TJP was fucking awesome. One of like one of my top matches. Of the past 10 years. Yeah, I want to even put that out there. I know you guys are going to call me fucking crazy for that, but I don't really care. Ibushi signed for Mania weekend Ring of Honor. That's going to be a big show. That's going to be the Saturday night show. That's going to be the show that's going up against NXT and whatever the big show from WWN is, probably like a Progress show or like a Super show. Also going to be going up against whatever WrestleCon show is going on. But yeah, super card of honor. I know I'll be at that show. I already got a ticket to that. That's where my group's going to be going. Relevant Wrestling. Will be represented by me, but my travel group will be that I'm that I go to shows. Shows that are a distance away with. Yeah, that's the show that we'll be going to. So I'm really excited for that. It'll be awesome to see Ibushi live. Like maybe we'll see Ibushi and Omega then. I don't know who ROH is planning to put him against. Maybe Lethal. Maybe give him a title shot against Castle. Either way, it'll be awesome to see Ibushi live. Let's get into something a little more controversial because that's what Relevant Wrestling likes to do too. Yeah, we like to do a lot of shit, don't we? But we like to get down and dirty here. So let's like really get into the nitty gritty, dirty shit. Guys, Michael Elgin in more hot water. I've been reading more stuff. Been following this chick on Twitter, Moses Malone. Been following Elgin on Twitter. I'm sure you guys are well aware of the situation between he and her, and the situation, between his former student and all the Michael Elgin bullshit. Well, this past week there were more, screenshots that came out that were shared by Moses Malone. These screenshots basically, Elgin basically confirmed that he was cheating on his wife with her, and he wanted to continue doing so. Yeah, just like I don't know, guys. I was an Elgin fan. I'm not really like feeling this kind of shit anymore. Um, I've been saying this for the past couple months that like with all this sexual harassment, sexual assault shit coming out, guys, we just seen like the Emmys or the Grammys, whatever it was, the other night, and a lot of actresses, all wearing the black, wearing the all black, the actors too, taking a stand. Oprah cutting that epic promo. Yeah, the business, guys, the wrestling business, like I said, the lid is getting about to be or is already been twisted off, but it's about to blow off real soon with all the sexual harassment, ridiculous sexual discrimination, and ridiculous stories and terrible shit that has gone on in wrestling for years. And Elgin is just at the forefront of that right now. Keeps burying himself. Not really a good look, bro. You cheated on your wife. You said some pretty nasty fucking shit to this chick. You know I'm all for the kink and that kind of crazy shit, but don't be a fucking sleazeball. Don't cheat on your wife. Don't do the non-consensual shit, man. I don't know, Elgin. You lost a fan here, bro. Um, I tried to give you a chance, but after I saw this shit come out, what more can I say, bro? Not cool. Not cool. So, something that is really fucking cool, guys, or at least I think so. Anyway, is this weekend I will be going to 3 shows. Yeah, I know, like I said, real ambitious schedule this year. I will be going to the Evolve and Style Battle shows this weekend in New York City. Well, actually in 2 boroughs. Saturday, I will be going to Evolve 98 in Queens at La Boom with, that's right, my father, Papa G, Mr. Fortune, the original OG Fortune, Don on the U-turn, um, you know, Big Daddy Fortune, whatever you want to call him, my pops. We're gonna be going. He hasn't really come to a show with me in a long time, since the ROH days. So I figured, like, what better way to get him back into going to the indie shit than to bring him back to some Gabe Sapolsky work. Shout out to Gabe. Uh, bring him back to, like I said, introduce him to the world of indie wrestling by bringing him to Evolve. So me and my pops are going to be checking out Evolve 98 on Saturday night. They got some big matches on Saturday night. We're going to see, well, the biggest match and the match that I'm looking most forward to. We're going to see Zack Sabre Jr. defending his Evolve championship against Darby Allin. Real quick, the 30-second blurb and story behind this is Zack Sabre has been the Evolve champion for almost a year. Darby Allin has been in a crash course, literally destroying his body since Mania weekend last year to end his opponents. Well, more or less himself. But Darby Allin's been fucking shit up, literally himself, his opponents, whatever he's had to do to get some attention, to get some shine, to get himself a Evolve title shot. At the last Evolve show in New York, William Regal came out, gave some props to him and Austin Theory, and he told them if they wanted to get noticed and if they wanted to get, really picked up by NXT because Regal, saw a lot of potential in them, that they had better win some gold. You guys know that Austin Theory won like 2-3 titles. Hold on one sec, guys. Just getting a text here from Tim. Maybe he can hop in. Just getting a. Actually, I'm not recording on YouTube, so let me. I gotta break the news to Tim. Sorry, Tim. Shit, not recording. Well, actually, I might be able to invite him into the Facebook chat. Might be able to invite you in through Facebook. All right, so hopefully we can get Tim in here. We'll go back to talking about Evolve. So, Darby Allin was being looked at by Regal. Regal told him, bro, you got to win some gold, all right? You want to come to NXT. You want to take your career to the next level. So the next night, Allin won a 3-way match against Keith Lee and Hot Sauce Tracy Williams, which allowed him a match in Evolve and WWN of his choosing. So he chose a title match against Zack Sabre Jr. I don't know if Darby's going to win this one. I don't know what the plans are for Sabre going into the next couple months with Evolve. Is he going to be the champion during Mania weekend? I don't know. Is Darby the best choice to be the next Evolve champion, to be the one to beat Sabre Jr.? I don't know. Darby's been doing this like Last Supper kind of like weird pin that people haven't been able to kick out of. Sabre's been doing this kind of like weird rolling clutch pin that people haven't really been able to kick out of. So I don't know if that's going to play a part in there, but that's going to be an awesome match. Maybe we're going to get a new champ. Maybe maybe we won't. We'll find out on Saturday. Sunday going to be a wild show, a wild two shows. These shows, unfortunately, I'm going to be, well, man, not unfortunately, I like to rock a dolo. But on Sunday, I will be rolling dolo, representing Relevant Wrestling Dolo. If you guys are going to be at either of those shows on Sunday, come find me or text me, message me beforehand, send us a message. We can link up, do the damn thing. Burn it down before or in between the shows. Whatever you guys want to do, man. Let's reach out. Let's link up. Let's collab. That's what Relevant Wrestling's all fucking about. Let's buy some merch together. Let's get a drink. Let's ride the Buzzwaves, Buzz people. Sunday we got two big WWN events. We got a style battle in the afternoon. This is the card of the weekend that I'm actually looking forward to, and I cannot believe I'm saying that because it's style battle. But we got Walter versus Nick Gage in the first round. We got Joey Janela versus Joey Lynch in the first round. We got Shane Mercer versus Kyle the Beast. And rounding out that tournament, we got Matt Riddle versus Ryo. Yeah, that's going to be fucking awesome. Just with those names alone in the first round of a tournament, I don't know who the hell's going to win this one. Walter, I've been really big on him lately, and Gage, so I'm fucking stoked that Gabe actually put those two guys together. I don't know what he was thinking. If you guys have been following Twitter, you'll see the craziness that's going on with that whole angle. Janela in the first round, Riddle in the first round, Kyle the Beast in the first round. We could see some crazy finals. I mean, we could see Riddle versus Walter in the finals. That would, rejuvenate and harken back to their rivalry over the Progress Atlas title. We could see Janela and Riddle against each other. We could see Janela and Gage in the second round just beat the shit out of each other. The old school hardcore motherfucker versus, the bad boy. It's going to be wild. And that's just the afternoon. So if you're wrestling, then you're going to have to wrestle 3 fucking matches to win that. And if you're booked for the main card, which Walter is, and I'm pretty sure Janela might be, yeah, you guys are going to have to wrestle like 4 matches if you win the style battle. So good luck. Yeah, it's going to be a hell of a day for you guys. But yeah, the style battle, definitely going to be looking forward to that. And the main card, even though I like I said, the style battle card is the one that I'm looking forward to the most. The Sunday night main event card, 99, that's right, Evolve 99. We got Zack Sabre Jr. versus Walter. Regardless of whether or not Sabre is still WWE champ or not, this would be a non-title match. So we got Sabre versus Walter. Going to see them harken back to their Progress UK WXW feud. That should be really great. That'll be a straight England versus Austria European style match. Probably a lot of submissions, a lot of strikes. Walter's a big motherfucker, so I don't think he's gonna put up with a lot of Sabre shenanigans. So he'll have to work around that. Keith Lee will be defending the WWN Championship in the main event against the Dirty Daddy, and one half of the Evolve Tag Team Championships, Chris Dickinson. That should be a freaking barn burner too. I mean, that'll be a hoss fight. Dickinson has been absolutely killing it with Jaka in Beyond Wrestling, and they've been also doing their thing in Evolve. If you guys saw the most recent Beyond Wrestling show, I was at that one. Heavy Lies the Crown. the New Year's Eve show, then you saw Doom Patrol versus LAX, EY, FBO, the Suck Me Crew, in a brutal TLC match. The ending spot saw Jaka and Dickinson put Mike Drastic, I think, through the table. And when the table broke, the way that Dickinson landed, his side landed on the table as it broke. And oh, dude, I really thought that this guy broke some ribs. He was walking around complaining that he hurt his ass. So I don't know how that happened. Maybe that was from another spot. Maybe he just, ate that fucking one at the end. But yeah, that's gonna be an awesome match. Lee's been doing a great job as the WWN champion as far as as far as the quality of his matches have been. His character development's been really great. I love Keith Lee. Definitely been just a huge fan of his since last year, since I first saw him. Probably the guy that I've seen wrestle the most in 2017 live was Keith Lee. I can say I definitely saw him probably a dozen times live. Not to shoot. A dozen times live last year, yeah. So, him versus Dickinson, another guy who I saw probably 8 to 10 times live last year. That's another, yeah, that's a shoot. Probably a lot of same shows as Lee, but still, this is going to be a sick match. The thing is, I don't think that Lee is going to lose here. I know it's going to be a great match, but I don't think he's going to lose. What I was trying to allude to before, or say before, was I like the way that Lee himself is being booked, but I don't like the way that this title is being booked. This is a WWN Championship. It's supposed to be defended, all over and between and among all of the WWN brand. Do I have my WWN shirt on? Yeah. All right, guys. Look, this is, if you guys are watching live, you're gonna laugh at me right now. Okay, but I gotta do this. Okay, don't freak out here. Look, I got my WWN shirt on here from last year. This is the WWN Live Experience shirt from last year. I'm not gonna take it off. I'm just gonna turn it around so you guys can see the front of it. Okay, there are several other promotions on here that fall under the banner of WWN. You got Game Changer Wrestling, Shine, Chikara, Shimmer, FIP, Evolve, Beyond Wrestling, Kaiju Big Battle, ACW, and Progress. So if that's the case, I really don't know why Keith Lee hasn't been defending the WWN Championship. In these promotions, really making this like a world title, but or a territorial title. But to me, it's being held on the same level as the Evolve title when it should be held a little higher. Or it's kind of bumps down the Evolve title to the mid card title. This has been the main title. This is the WWN title, and I want to see it defended at more of these promotions. I don't know what Gabe's plans are for it going into Mania weekend this year, because that's where a lot of their big shows have been. A lot of the big storylines and angles have gone down. Last year at Mania weekend, they crowned the WWN champion. First champion was Matt Riddle. We beat him this year. So I don't know if we're going to see a title change anytime soon, but I do want to see this title treated more like a world title, like when Gabe used to book the old, the old Ring of Honor title. He had guys like Joe, defend the belt all over in all different promotions, different indie promotions, overseas, shit like that. I just want to see them do a little bit more with that title. But like I said, I'm super stoked to be going to Evolve this weekend. Really happy that my pops is coming with me on Saturday night. That should be really fucking awesome. Come see us, get a drink with us, burn it down with us, have a great time with us. It'll be cool on Saturday. Sunday, I'll be there too all day. Probably get to the city around 2:30, and just do the whole damn day, both events. So get at me for that. Yeah, that should be really awesome. Some more indie news, and see, this is the kind of thing that I'm talking about. You got Evolve that's booking the awesome stories, but not really putting a lot of angles. good old school matches, not really putting a lot of emphasis on the importance of their titles, or well, not really defend, you know, the importance of the world title aspect behind their title. And then you got guys, I don't know if you heard about this, but in 1 week's time on the 17th for IPW UK, their Magnificent Seven show, we're going to be seeing the WWE United Kingdom champion Pete Dunne go up against the newly crowned IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion Will Ospreay in a non-title match, but a singles match nonetheless. Yeah, guys, that's pretty fucking awesome, right? For like the first time since I didn't even know, like Muta versus Hogan in the late 80s or early 90s, have we seen IWGP champion versus a WWE champion? You know, like I was saying before about not really seeing a title defended, you know, all over in regards to the WWN title, despite not even having a TV show or a staple brand really to defend the belt on, you know, Pete Dunne has been defending the WWE UK title for, you know, since Mania weekend of last year, or whenever he beat Bate for it. I think Bate defended against him at Mania weekend. So what I mean to say is, like, that belt has been being defended all over since since its inception, basically, you know, a year ago, even though they don't have a show. But that's building prestige for it. I know a lot of you guys are really disappointed, myself included, with WWE about their handling of this belt and the booking of it. But I just think that that's really awesome that we're going to be seeing Osprey versus Dunne. You know, I'm sure WWE is not going to recognize this match even happened, but the fact, you know, for you marks and you record keepers out there, you stack keepers, I'm sure you guys are going to love this one, and you're going to write this down, and this is going to go down in history. Like, when was the last time that the a WWE champ defended against a New Japan champ, right? So check that out. So the last headline or news clip, whatever you want to call it, before we get in, before we take a little break and get into the second half of our show, is let's talk a little bit about Impact Wrestling. Guys, they went back to the four-sided ring, so you know, that's good, because I know a lot of wrestlers were complaining, you know, that the six-sided ring is just a pain in the ass to work and bump in. They changed their logo again. That's a shoot, not a joke. What is that, like 7 times this year? Also, there were rumors that Rey Mysterio and Brian Cage would be debuting with the company soon. It's Thursday night, so Impact's on right now. I don't know if it's you know, when they tape this episode or how. I'm not even current with Impact, so I couldn't tell you what's going on right now on there besides this. I don't know a lot about their angles, and I don't know if they're showing this tonight, but spoiler alert, guys, Austin Aries, I know a lot of you thought he was going back to WWE or wanted to see him back in NXT or 205 Live. Well, that's not going to happen anytime soon, because Austin Aries debuted at the Impact tapings yesterday, and in less than a minute, he pinned Eli Drake. And yeah, that's right, guys. Austin Aries is the new Impact World Champion. Yeah, how the hell about that? Austin Aries, a double. So I will leave you guys with that for the moment. I will take a quick break. I'm gonna grab some water. You know, and maybe throw a cough drop in the old gullet because I'm feeling a little dry. And I will be back in about a minute or two, and we'll get into the second half of Relevant Rasslin Weekly Buzz Episode 2. All right, Buzz humans. Sorry for that little technical botch there. Don't really know what happened. We looks like we dropped signal a little, about 5 or 10 minutes into part two. So let's get back. We'll start it over just in case you missed anything, and that way it'll be easier for me to just edit part one and part two together when I put this up on the YouTube and Audioboom. So let's go back into part two with a little bit more enthusiasm this time and a little bit more focused. Buzz. Read the social media earlier, or plugged the social media earlier for you guys, so don't need to do that now. But I will go right into the second part with break up the the seriousness with a little bit of fun. One of my favorite segments here is our tweet of the week segment. I came up with two of them. Couldn't really decide between which one was my favorite, but the first tweet was from Silas Young. Let's read this one. We'll read it, and then I'll give you a short little, decipher of it, and I'll decipher it for a minute, and then I'll tell you why I chose this as a tweet of the week. So let's see, this one from Silas Young. Let's copy this link and let's post it into the browser over here. And we got one from Silas Young that says, been in Florida since New Year's Day, and I realized my contract expired and I'm a free agent holding some important goal. Weather is shitty. If only there was something else to do in the Orlando area. So obviously this, there are, elements of Silas Young's real man character from Ring of Honor in here. But it seems like a legit tweet. Maybe he is trying to get his character across a little bit more. Maybe he's trying to do the, unsigned champion gimmick. But yeah, obviously he is alluding to the fact that he is Ring of Honor television champion, which he just won at Final Battle, and that Impact Wrestling is in Orlando, and that he's a free agent. So you guys do the math. Next tweet is one from Nick Gage, and this one I call the Nick Gage issues a warning to Gabe Sapolsky. So here we go. I don't even know who runs this company, but whoever it is, you really fucked up by booking me because I'm what you call a liability, and I don't care enough about your company to play ball. Take that how you want, MDK. So let's break this one down real quick for you guys. Nick Gage is referring to the match that I talked about earlier, Gage versus Walter, in the first round of Style Battle on Sunday, January 14th in Brooklyn for WWN. I said it was going to be a wild fucking violent match. Nick Gage, obviously, if this is let's just suspend some reality here, because this is the kind of shit that we want in wrestling. These where we can't really tell if it's real or not. Shoot or work, work or shoot, and we got a heel here who's not afraid to, go a little wild, or push the boundaries of what a heel is. If you saw the YouTube video, then you saw Gage cut a promo, which was basically just a longer version of this tweet, where he called Walter a world-class piece of shit, not a world-class athlete. So basically what Gage is saying is that he's going to bring the ruckus, MDK style, murder, death, kill style, to Queens or to Brooklyn on Sunday for the Style Battle. He doesn't want to be booked in this Style Battle tournament. He doesn't know who or what Evolve Wrestling is, and yeah, he's gonna fuck shit up. And I thought it was funny when Gabe responded on Twitter that he wasn't even sure if Gage knew that it was a tournament. So wouldn't that be some shit if Gage won the first round and just fucking pieced out or did some wild reckless shit, which I'm sure he will do. But I love Walter too, and I'm excited for this match, and I think either way it's gonna be fucking pretty violent. So let's go to our next segment, best and worst memes of the week. I didn't really see any shit memes this week, luckily. Didn't really see any last minute either today. So before I put the note or after I put the notes together. But I did see a lot of funny ones. Some that really cracked me up this week. But some cool ones were I want to give meme of the week to Chris. All the New Japan and Chris Jericho related post Wrestle Kingdom memes. Like the Jericho Priceless one. Tim sent me one that was the New Japan logo, but reworked so that it was the Round World of Sports logo, so that it was Jericho's lion head and said like Alpha Club, Chris Jericho instead of New Japan Pro Wrestling. That one I thought was really cool. Some other memes that I really liked were all of the memes from the upcoming. I don't want to spoil this. I should have, done a better placement with these segments. But the cat's already out of the bag that Bullet Club, the Elite, Cody, Bucks, and Omega will be doing their standalone show sometime this year, but I'll get more to that later. So there are a lot of like mock memes of who would be involved in that show. It seems like they're calling that show All In, hashtag All In. They did a bunch of promo cards, with each guy from the Elite, hashtag All In with them against this like brownish kind of like background, like red lettering, and them underneath it, each guy. So of course there are like a bunch of crazy ones like Punk, Hogan, Roman Reigns, Cena, Daniel Bryan. Some people even went as far as to make like mock cards, like full cards, which I thought was kind of cool. So that was pretty interesting. Pretty interesting. That popped me. That definitely earned meme of the week. All of those. Some of them were really clever. The most clever one was like the John Cena one that just said All In with nobody under it. Yeah. Those were pretty funny. Good memes. Another cool meme that I thought was hysterical. That this is definitely the meme of the week was like I think it's like it's either Simpsons or SpongeBob. It's like the copied homework meme, and it was like Vince's face or somebody's face for Raw, with the Raw script, and then them giving it to Road Dogg for SmackDown, which is hilarious. And we'll talk more about that in a couple minutes at least about SmackDown and the poor booking and how they, basically just recycle their own script and Raw script every week. But yeah, those memes definitely one meme of the week. Next, I want to go to a fun segment, the DSBS Dirt Sheet Bullshit segment. This is inspired by Vince Russo, who does a similar segment on his show, or on his podcast. He does, one of his weekly shows. It's called Castrating the Marks. You can, it's a members only show, exclusive content show that you can access and listen to every Thursday by subscribing to his network, the Realm Network. Subscribing to Vince Russo's The Brand. He does a segment called Castrating the Marks, where he just takes all of the, not all, but he takes fan, it's fan submitted. I submitted some things to him. They read one of my things this week that I submitted to him, but it was they take tweets, audio clips from other dirt sheet guys, Meltzer, Alvarez, Johnson, Powell, Satin, those kind of things, and just stupid shit and tweets that they've said, and just dumb dirt sheet related rumor crap, and just stupid things that they've said and dissected, and he dissects something pretty much like, you know, he castrates the marks, makes them feel stupid, uses their own words against them. So I wanted to use for or do that for this week's dirt sheet, the DSBS, the dirt sheet bullshit segment. There were a bunch of conflicting reports about Daniel Bryan's future. You know, as we know, you know, with that from that big interview that he did recently, he claims that he can wrestle. He claims that he's healthy. He claims it's just the WWE that's holding him back, and it's only a matter of time. There was a lot. There were a lot of conflicting reports this week about had he resigned, did he turn down his contract, what was going to happen when his contract expires. But his contract, as we know, doesn't expire until like August or something like that. So what does that tell you? There's still plenty of time for them to work things out. So that's our number one red flag. Our second red flag is, you know, that he'll probably, you know, that it looks like they're building towards a match, at least a match where he won't have to do much. But he could just do some, get some offensive spots in. Some type of a match at WrestleMania of him and Shane McMahon. Maybe it'll be a tag team match with him and Zayn and Owens versus Shane and Styles and Nakamura or something like that. Not really sure. But a lot of the bullshit that I saw this week was, oh, pardon me, that WWE was turning Daniel Bryan heel as a way to hurt his mass appeal when and if he does leave the company. Well, if his contract doesn't expire until the summertime, it's fucking January, second week of. So far, like, why are we already talking about this shit? I mean, even if they turn him heel by WrestleMania, like, all the guys got to do is cut one fucking promo on Twitter when he leaves. I'm finally free. And guy's instant babyface. I think just Daniel Bryan leaving WWE is instant babyface turn. So the fans, I mean, the fans of Marks, even, you know, us, the Relevant Wrestling crew, we love Daniel Bryan. I think Daniel Bryan's like universally loved and respected by any type of wrestling fan. So instant babyface turn for him if he leaves WWE, gets cleared, signs for any promotion. So that's just a bunch of bullshit. Let's move on to some more bullshit, which was WWE's booking this week of Raw and SmackDown. Guys, I'm not going to give a big review of it. That's not what we do here. We used to do that, and it was just so boring, and we would just get long-winded. We're going to do the talking points. I only did 5 talking points this week. No, not 5 for each. That would just be fucking horrible. I did 3 for Raw, and I did 2 for SmackDown. Going to read you the talking point and give you just about a 10 or 30 second, 10, 15, 30 second my reaction to my talking point or why I chose that, or what my opinion, just my opinion. Maybe some of you guys out there like this shit, but I really hope that you don't. But just remember that these are just my opinions about Raw and SmackDown. So for Raw, the first talking point would be Broken Matt Hardy's first match. I can't even really remember who that match was against, so that just goes to show you. I think it was against Bray, but maybe not because I know that Hardy and Bray had their little face-off at the end. Yeah, I'm not really feeling Matt Hardy's Woken gimmick. I've been calling it half-ass Hardy, #half-ass Hardy. Chris and Tim have kind of been giving me some crap for that, but they also feel the same way because, like, we miss that TNA Impact Broken Matt with Jeff, Brother Nero, Skarsgård, Senor, Maxwell, Rebby. We miss them all. We miss the hilarious vignettes, the shenanigans, the crazy promos, the Android one, the farm animals. WWE really dropped the ball with this. I feel like, yeah, they're giving Matt Hardy a little bit of a character change, but the Woken thing is just stupid. The clicking of the teeth thing is dumb. Like, delete. It's Broken Matt Hardy. He's more like Broken Jaw Matt Hardy because I think something's wrong with his fucking jaw every time he comes out there. He clicks like he's goddamn, cause a tribal guy trying to fucking communicate and tell his tribe that they need to get some fucking water because or they need to run because the fucking boars are coming, the fucking Rhodesian army is coming to blow him away. Jesus Christ. And the funny thing is I thought that his gimmick was that he was South African voice when he was doing it. So who fucking really knows what's going on? Maybe that was part of the clicking thing. the 7 languages, the 7 deities. We haven't heard any of that. I'm just annoyed by it. I don't like this woken Matt Hardy thing, and I really hope they can, turn it around. So next talking point. Okay, so something I do actually like, and we've said a lot of times on here that like the two things or the two people that we enjoy the most, or that we actually consider to be over on WWE, or at least with us on Raw as far as that goes, would be Alexa Bliss and Braun Strowman, who oddly enough are paired up together as a tag team in the Mixed Match Challenge, which we'll talk about after this segment. But yeah, so we got Braun Strowman pulling out his bag of tricks after the Kane and Lesnar promo. I don't even know if there was one. I can't really remember what. But either way, Strowman was waiting for the both of them backstage, smashed them out with some speaker boxes or some speaker case boxes, threw Lesnar up and onto a table, which broke, and a big speaker box fell on top of him. That was pretty awesome. Smashed Kane out with another speaker box and beat him down with that, threw that on top of him. Then Braun, was not finished with them yet. He opened up his bag of Braun tricks. He pulled out a grappling hook. And I thought he was going to, I didn't know if it was connected to, a gun or something. I thought he might have shot it at Kane or Brock, or he was going to try to hit them with it. But he took it, threw it up, so it wrapped around and hooked onto the metal frame of the entrance. And he pulled it down on top of the both of them, and it crushed them under the rubble. Heyman was freaking out, crying in the background like a little baby. The refs were screaming, and Braun was laughing. I thought that was hysterical. It popped me, as ridiculous as it was. It was the best thing that, if that's the best thing you come up with for a vignette, the rest of the vignettes suck, but I'll take that. I thought that was pretty funny. Next, we got Shield versus the Club versus the Miztourage. Yeah, Chris made this funny comment on Twitter about Baylor and Gallows and Anderson being back together and facing off against the Shield. That is a Mark's wet dream. Or the Marks were, God, something terrible that Chris said. Guys, give Chris and Relevant Rasslin a follow, guys. At Project_Theory. Pick up on the Lincoln Park gimmick right there. That's at Project Theory_Theory. Project is spelled PROJEKT_Theory, THEORY, to hear, show some love to another Relevant Wrestling Productions member. I kind of like it. I'm glad they finally pulled the trigger, put those guys together. Seems kind of cool. Shield 3.0 with CrossFit Jesus, the Big Dog, and Baby Angle. It is what it is. You got them holding the belts, so that kind of gives a little bit of a goal for this Angle to work towards. Miz coming in probably wants an Intercontinental title. Yeah, this was not super exciting for me, but it's cool. I'll take it. I like Stable Wars. Am I super excited to see Half-Ass Shield versus the New Club versus Miz and his lackeys? It's not making me go wild over it. I'm not popping, but it's it's cool. It's cool, and it feeds the mark. So there you go. SmackDown. Geez, what can I say about SmackDown? I gotta take a drink of water before this. Guys, if I didn't allude to it earlier, or pretty much just fucking come out and say it earlier when I told you about the meme of the week, SmackDown was terrible this week. It started off with a 15-minute promo. I was not sure at first, and I made a comment to my pops. Is this I got my little Venusaur figure right here. I'm gonna talk to him. Is this last week's SmackDown? I was not sure, and I was sitting there did I was watching it on tape delay on DVR or whatever, not tape delay. I was watching it on delay on DVR, watching it late, and I shit you guys not. I thought I may have actually clicked on last week's episode of SmackDown Live because it was so similar, the opening promo, And then they had a fucking six. This is my first talking point. They had a six woman tag team, 6-man, 6-woman tag team match, 3-on-3. That I'm pretty sure they had the exact same match last week. I don't even know who went over this week. I think the heels lost last week, but the heels went over this week. But maybe last week they went over. Last week I think they went over, but they powdered to the faces and got beaten down. This week I think they went over, but it's like at this point, man, who really cares? Who really cares about this women's division? I'm getting less and less excited for the women's rumble. You know, the 50-50 booking has got to stop, or none of these girls are going to get over. None of them are over, and none of them are going to get over when you are just doing the 50-50 booking shit. Come on, man. All right. Second talking point before we can get into some fun stuff and close it down. Gonna have a late night editing this. Bailey, sorry. Skipping way ahead there. Yeah, the world title main event picture taking a back seat to Shane and Brian. Yeah, guys. This main event thing was so confusing to me. The whole 3-on-2 handicap thing, the weird weak promo, the 5-word promo from Nakamura in the back with Styles and Orton. I was just so confused. This match started and restarted so many. Oh, pardon me. Started and restarted so many times. I don't know, man. I could not keep up with it. I know it's just like I said. The world title is taking a backseat to Shane versus Daniel Bryan. So 2 non-wrestlers. I mean, we don't know if Daniel Bryan's gonna be cleared or not, but right now a non-wrestler against Shane, who like the past 2 years has just been living the self-fulfilling prophecy. I don't know. I'm not really excited for it. I'm sure that's what it's gonna lead to, some type of a match between Shane and Daniel Bryan, whether it's a singles tag, 6-man tag, lumberjack match, hair versus hair, but 2 other guys fight for us match. I don't know. I'm not excited for it. I'm getting aggravated with SmackDown, and I'm getting aggravated right now, so I don't want to talk about SmackDown or WWE too much anymore, except for the mixed match challenge, which that should be pretty freaking sweet. I will it? I don't know. I guess. I know Tim was excited for it, and some of the pairings are kind of cool. Let's go through those right now. We'll give you a little bit about the mixed match challenge. This is from CageMatch.com. WWE's version of March Madness, oh my God, but in January is here. The full details have been released. Blah 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 for the mixed match challenge. All first round matches will be Raw versus SmackDown. That's pretty cool. Each episode will feature 1 match. I think I read elsewhere in SDLIve on Facebook Live, and there'll only be 15-minute episodes. 1 semifinal team will be determined by fan vote, so giving an eliminated team a second chance, and this is going to run for 12 weeks. Here, let's play the little audio clip on here from Kathy Kelly.
Huge news for you regarding the Mixed Match Challenge. The tournament, of course, begins this coming Tuesday at 10 p.m. Eastern on Facebook Watch, and we've got the entire bracket for you. All 6 first-round matches will feature a Raw team taking on a SmackDown Live team. On the January 16th premiere, Finn Balor and the Boss, Sasha Banks, will face Shinsuke Nakamura and Natalya. The other 5 first-round matches will take place in the ensuing weeks. Miz and the Empress of Tomorrow, Asuka, will clash against Big E for the New Day and Miz Money in the Bank, Carmella. The Monster Among Men, Braun Strowman, and Raw Women's Champion Alexa Bliss will battle Sami Zayn and the Irish Lasskicker Becky Lynch. This will be a rivalry for both male and female competitors. The unpredictable team of Goldust and Alicia Fox will meet SmackDown Tag Team Champion Jimmy Uso and Naomi. Jimmy and Naomi are one of 2 husband and wife teams representing SmackDown Live. Rasslin. This match, coincidentally, is scheduled for Rusev Day. And for the final first-round matchup, Apollo Crews from Titus Worldwide and Nia Jax with the fat robe-wearing pair of Bobby Roode and SmackDown Women's Champion Charlotte Flair. Now, if you look closely at the full bracket, there is an extra space in the semifinal round. That is because of the second chance fan vote, which will give the WWE Universe the ability to give a team a chance in the tournament. You do not want to miss all the unpredictable excitement of the Mixed Match Challenge.
All right, guys. So there you go. That's the clip from WWE. Kathy Kelly right there. I like her top. Sorry. Kathy Kelly is nice. It's like pink with black flowers. That's the bracket. Those are the rules for the Mixed Match Challenge. I don't want to talk too much about this, but you know, the first round matches, you know, round one you got Baylor and Banks versus Nakamura and Natalya. That'll be kind of cool. There you go. You get your Baylor and Nakamura. Yeah, next, you know, in the second round we could see some kind of cool shit like Baylor and Miz. You know, Baylor and Banks versus Miz and Asuka. That'd be kind of cool. Strowman and Bliss versus Goldust and Fox would be kind of cool. You know, Rude and Charlotte making it far down there to go against Strowman and Bliss would be kind of cool. I don't know, maybe we'll see Carmella cash in during this. Who knows? I mean, it could be kind of cool. Mixed Match Challenge. Not super excited for it, but I'll probably follow it and watch it just so we can cover it on here and rip on it if it's bad. But if it's not bad, then you know. It'll be cool. It's something new. I mean, WWE every year is trying out like this new tournament thing. I'm sure it's not going to be any worse than, you know, I mean, I like the Mae Young, the Cruiserweight Classic, and the UK tournament. So I don't think, you know, it's only going to be worse than those. So I don't know if that's really saying much, but let's go to the next segment. All right. So WWE shit is, you know, we're done with WWE shit for right now. Unless it's news and rumors, which we got a lot of those. But most of those are WWE. But let's start with, yeah, I want to give a big shout out to our man. Like I said, I'll be going to support him and his brand this weekend, the WWN brand. Going to the Evolve and Style Battle shows this weekend. Gabe Sapolsky signed a deal with signs with WWE, or is expected going to, whatever the headline was, to sign a deal with WWE as a script consultant. I know he was doing an internship down at NXT. Was working with them recently, like at on the War Games pay-per-view. I think that's awesome. I took Gabe's booking class, whatever you want to call it, creative seminar, this past year at WrestleMania weekend, and I learned a ton about old school booking, selling, psychology, you know, how storytelling is more important than a 5-star match, how character development and slow burn booking is done. Yeah, I think that this is great, and Gabe is going to be a great addition to WWE NXT if that's where he's going, or to the main roster. You know, as a script consultant, I think the guy should be a writer, but I know he's got a lot on his plate with his own brand, and he's going to be continuing to do that while working for WWE. So props to Gabe for that. Hopefully, I can get a second to shake his hand and congratulate him this weekend at one of the shows. Let him know he's got support from Relevant Wrestling. Let's go back to the WWE rumors and stuff like that. Looks like Bayley's push has been squashed. I read that on a bunch of sites. I definitely can see where that's going. I don't remember seeing like a vignette even for Bayley's mixed match partner thing, which they've been doing. That's something I forgot to mention earlier. Those have been kind of cool, the vignettes, where everybody's like finding the men, the guys come and reveal, you know, to the girls that they're going to be their partner. But yeah, like I definitely can, you know, fuck with these rumors that, yeah, Bayley's push probably has been squashed. there's just so many women on the roster right now that you know, obviously they're gearing up for the Rumble, but I don't see much happening for Bayley. But you know, sucks for her. Sorry, Bayley. Another rumor that I've seen, and we've been talking about these guys for months now on the show. All of last year, this rumor's just been like, you know, stewing on the pot. These guys seem to, you know, they still seem to be doing indie dates. We'll find out. We got on Friday night, you know, a big title match in California that will probably confirm or deny this rumor. We have, you know, Meltzer Magoo, Dave Meltzer, basically confirming this for us. Yeah, War Machine and Ricochet are pretty much guaranteed, or I've already signed with NXT and WWE. So I hope to see them debut soon. I think Ricochet would be a great addition to the 205 Live roster if they really started to take, you know, look at that roster, revamp it. If they could get Neville back, I think they could really build a division around those two. I keep saying they should put Baylor down on that roster. I know it'd be crazy because he was Universal Champions, and the Marks will not agree with me with that. But yeah, Ricochet would be a great addition to WWE, NXT, or 205 Live, whichever of the three shows he winds up on. War Machine, awesome tag team. They do like the Game of Thrones kind of like Viking gimmick, not too unsimilar to. I know a lot of people draw comparisons to them in the Ascension, which I don't agree with because I think Ascension are more supernatural Illuminati, but that was what their gimmick was supposed to be originally. It just didn't translate onto WWE, and after they buried themselves with the LOD promo. A lot of people also comparing them to like Harper and Rowan, the Basham brothers. Basham brothers. I wish the Bludgeon brothers. I don't know. I don't know if I see the comparison there either. Because I think that they're trying to do the you know, Bash brothers, Bludgeon brothers are just doing like, I don't really know what their gimmick is. It is kind of similar to War Machine, right? With the Viking thing going on. Maybe Bludgeon Brothers are medieval and Viking. The War Machines are Viking. I don't know. But I'm looking forward to seeing War Machine in WWE. I think that'd be awesome for them. Guys, it appears that WWE is, this one was from Mike Johnson, so take it for what, you know, for what it's worth. You know, little Mike Johnson from PW Insider. No disrespect to Mike Johnson. He's posted some of my reviews on his page, so I can't rip him too bad. But and he's been more accurate last year than Meltzer Magoo was with a lot of his rumors. So it appears that WWE is planning to hold WrestleMania 35 in the northeast part of the United States. Haha, sorry, London. In 2019, per a report from PWI Insider. There's still a chance that plans could change as WrestleMania 34 was originally expected to take place at MetLife Stadium in New Jersey. However, New Orleans offered WWE a better deal. Guys, I've already confirmed, as you know, in months ago that I will be in New Orleans this year for WrestleMania week. I don't know if I'm going to be going to WrestleMania yet, and that's because I just don't know if I want to support WWE like that. Obviously, I'll be down in New Orleans, but for all the indie shows that week. But will I go to the main event, the big show? I don't know. Maybe I'll watch it at a bar. Maybe I'll hold a relevant wrestling viewing party on Bourbon Street. Who fucking knows? Maybe I'll just not even leave the hotel. Who really knows? We'll find out. But that's this year, and we're talking about next year because that's what this rumor is about. So yeah, that would be awesome if WWE was in the Northeast. Where could it really be in the Northeast? Well, Gillette Stadium in Massachusetts. That's possible. It could be at Citi Field in Flushing, Queens, which is where I would like it to be. No, maybe, yeah, I would like it to be at Citi Field. And you know, MetLife Stadium too, which obviously was you know, where people where 34, where this year's Mania was going to be rumored to be at. Where else? Maybe Yankee Stadium. Hey, look, as long as it's in the Northeast, I said earlier I'm trying to do Wrestle Kingdom next year. I'm doing WrestleMania this year, but if I can get out there to WrestleMania next year because it's in our area, then if that's where they book it, Relevant Wrestling Productions will be there. That'll be great because it'll be in our home base, the tri-state area. Just two last things. One rumor that I wasn't really sure about, maybe you guys could help me out here and confirm or deny this for me, but Samoa Joe looks like he may have gotten an injury on Raw, but he's also going to be doing some work on a new Transformers movie. WWE released like a tweet saying he got hurt. It could have been a work to get him, to write him off so that way he could go do the movie. I'm beginning to think that's more and more what it is. He got pulled from the mixed match challenge tournament. So, yeah, that's great that Joe's going to be, additional revenue streams, man. Exit strategy. Cannot knock the hustle. Way to go, Joe. And lastly, as I alluded to earlier, guys, by now, hashtag all in, hashtag the elite, hashtag Bullet Club. Yeah, guys, if you don't know already and you haven't been following them or you haven't heard, last year Cody Rhodes said that in 2018, Bullet Club, the elite, their little sub-schism division, whatever you want to call it there, wanted to do a 10,000 seat show in 2018, and a lot of people were definitely behind that idea. They're just looking, at the logistics of it. It seems like they have already, confirmed a date for that. It looks like September 1st, but they do not have a venue yet. A lot of people are speculating maybe in the Midwest because they're trying to think like, well, what's like a mid-sized venue? And what is WWE not running around that time? A lot of people are speculating it's going to be in Chicago. I hope it's in Chicago. That would be great if it is. Dan Casaz, we coming out there, man. We're gonna party down. Extended Relevant Wrestling fam. That would be great. I don't know though. To me already, like Ring of Honor wrestling has become Bullet Club wrestling. I was at Final Battle. It was crazy there. So the Bullet Club thing is definitely it's real. The shirts are in Hot Topic. The Pro Wrestling Tee sales are doing fucking numbers. Pro Wrestling Tees is based in Chicago too. So I don't know. Maybe that's where the show is going to be. I certainly hope so. Hashtag all in, man, for September, Bullet Club. Hopefully Relevant Wrestling Productions can be there. And I'm sure that show is going to sell out. Yeah, that'll be pretty sweet. All right, guys, that wraps up the second half of the show. Relevant Wrestling Productions, episode 2 of our 2018 Weekly Buzz weekly series. Trying to go back to doing the weekly thing for you guys. We're gonna do big special shows for the big 4 pay-per-views. Big 4 pay-per-views. In 2 weeks coming up, we're gonna have our Royal Rumble predictions pool party that we have every year. That was very one of our more popular shows last year. I think you guys really dug that. We lay out the matches, and rather than just sitting there and giving like an analysis of them, we assign, based on the number of matches there are, we get to pick a point value. We assign that confidence points basically to each match based on who we think is going to win. And then whoever wins and has the most points, we do a recap show, and they get they're awarded our predictions pool championship. This year we are really pushing to have some guests. I don't want to spoil who everyone is. No, it's not like wrestlers or anything like that, but it's going to be like other people, friends of Relevant Wrestling, maybe some other podcasts on there. I know Dan Casaz and Tim will definitely be there. The Ginger Ninjas. Will they be adding a third member to the Ginger Ninjas? I don't know. Will they be adding, The women's rumble is coming up. We want to talk about that. I don't want to give too many hints, but I got a special guest who's going to come and chill with us and be a part of. I hopefully a few special guests and some relevant wrestling. You know, what do I want to say? Classic relevant wrestling members, but we're working on some things for that one. So stay tuned. Check out, keep checking us out, guys. I'm working on launching an Instagram for us this weekend. I've been digging through the crates up in the attic, pulling out like a lot of old, action figures, video game cartridges, posters, tapes and stuff like that. Getting ready, so I can scan and take a lot of pictures and post all the classic merch and stuff and pics and all that kind of cool shit. On the Relevant Wrestling Instagram. I did make the page. The handle is out there. It's at Relevant Wrestling, but there's really nothing on it. Just that like initial logo post that or profile pic post that they do for you in the beginning. But yeah, guys. Speaking of the social media, make sure to ride the Buzzwaves with us digitally, visually, spiritually, astrally. Just ride those fucking buzzways with us. You know what I'm saying, guys. Keep it real. Like Relevant Wrestling Productions on Facebook. Follow at Relevant Wrestling on Twitter. Subscribe to Relevant Wrestling Productions on YouTube. Follow us on Instagram. A lot of cool shit's going to be coming out on there. All right. You can see all the album work for these episodes and stuff like that. I'm going to be up late tonight editing this one because of the technical difficulties earlier, but that's okay. Got plenty of fuel, coffee, weed, and classic, classic Joshi and pro wrestling matches. That's kind of like what I've been digging on lately. I'm getting back into like a couple years ago, especially with looking at all this vintage merch and stuff that I got digging back into the old, early 90s, All Japan, New Japan, Joshi, AJW, Gaia, FMW Wing stuff. So expect to see like a lot of that kind of, stuff coming up, being posted on our Instagram and Twitter. I'm going to be doing like some more articles and reviews for, the Japanese Pro Ichiban page. Gonna have I'm gonna be covering the Ring of Honor Women of Honor title tournament coming up. So I'll be doing some coverage for that. Make sure to check out our new Japanese Pro Wrestler Ichiban WordPress page. Gonna be more user friendly for you guys and a lot easier for us so we can get our articles up on there. Make sure to check out our friends are my main man, Tenacious Tyler, who's been showing me a lot of love, reposting a lot of my stuff at the Hudson Valley Wrestling Alliance page, HVWA page. Check out the page and the group. Support tri-state area, Northeast New England, area wrestling. Support indie wrestling. Support it all. Support women's wrestling. Support pro wrestling. Support WWE. Guys, support indie wrestling and New Japan and that kind of stuff, and it will, soon times will change. WWE will hopefully get better. Maybe they'll get some better bookers in there and stuff. We just got to, we got to see what 2018 holds for us in the world of wrestling. I predicted that we're going to see a big, and we are already starting to see like a big resurgence in women's wrestling, and I don't just mean in WWE. I mean, because the women's revolution there is a joke, but as far as like Joshi wrestling, Stardom, Ice Ribbon, Seedling, those promotions are getting really popular. Make sure to check out. This is not just a cheap plug, but make sure to check out on Audioboom my Joshi podcast, I Dream of Joshi. I think that's going to get really popular soon, and yeah, like more like getting back into that like vintage classic early 90s style of FMW Wing, that kind of stuff is getting like more popular. So I would expect to see like a more Japanese influence this year and a bigger female influence in wrestling in general this year, which is gonna be fucking awesome. And like I said, we're gonna be doing this show every week, trying to keep it open forum. If you want to be a guest, hit us up. On any of the social media, send us an email, relevantwrestlingproductions@gmail.com. Every Wednesday, we're going to be doing this, hopefully a little bit earlier. We work through the technical difficulties. I appreciate you guys for watching on Facebook Live. That's what we're on right now. We're going to, like I said, I'm going to buckle down and try to get this edited and out within the next couple hours, grab a couple hours of shut-eye. I got to work in the morning, then Friday. Tomorrow I will be chilling. Gonna be probably working on a review for there's a couple documentaries I want to watch. I want to watch the Gaia documentary. I've been meaning to watch that. That's from 2000. I want to watch the AJW, which is like the All Japan Women's Wrestling documentary from back in the day when they used to have a women's division. I also want to watch the Joshi Dream Slam from back in the 90s when all the Joshi promotions came together and had like a big 6-hour mega super card. So yeah, a lot of stuff I'm gonna be chilling it, kicking it tomorrow. I got this like little Google Home mini gimmick upstairs that I gotta set up. I'll be kicking it, taking it easy because Saturday and Sunday I will be in New York all weekend for WWN Evolve 98 Style Battle and Evolve 99. So guys, make sure to support us, support indie wrestling, support women's wrestling, Relevant Wrestling Productions. It's always relevant to us. Damn it, kayfabe may be dead, but originality and diversity are not. This is Joe Fortune. You guys are awesome, Buzz Humans. We'll see you soon. See you next week.